It's a really great spectacle, and it's one of my favorite setups here. But as we go into it, it's going to be TSM starting on the T side here, which is interesting. We know how strong their CT side can be, so going to be Kinguin starting on the CT side, and let's get straight into this one.
Yeah, they aren't wasting any time at all, in fact. With a bit of an aggressive hold here by Dennis, he's going to be able to back off. Considering that smoke landed above him, basically, on headshot box, he was able to actually spot a little bit into lower dark. Not denied the info, but now he just spots the one man, and that's information gained for dupreeh. TSM still kind of just gathering up. Very slow pace, in fact, and it's going to be Scream to start things off here. Taking out Xyp9x and Scream with the second headshot. All right, well then, this is what you have to worry about when you're facing one of the best aimers in the world. He's just going to take your face off.
Yeah, but now the T's forced to come up short here. Maikelele continuing the pressure here as he takes down Device. Could be a 5-on-2 situation now. What can these last two players do? cajunb does take down Rain.
Yeah, that's opening it up. At least they can get a bomb plan out of this situation here, TSM. Not really possible for G2.Kinguin to stop them. They went for a safe plant, and now it's going to come down to more headshots, essentially, and cajun's going to have to hit some sick ones because he's already tagged up. He has to take the battle, and he's going to lose it. Fox, great headshot there, taking out cajun, opening things up as karrigan is going to be the last man alive here. He gets one, but that's all. Fox with 2 big kills to reclaim the site for G2.
I think it's surprising that she got the bomb down in that situation. After Scream to open things up there, 2 amazing headshots. That had to be said, getting the bomb down was probably much the best they could have hoped for. It actually happened, and now this is where TSM get very scary. They obviously have the option here. They could get Tech-9s and armor and just answer straight back. I'd assume they're going to play the percentages and actually get the AKs next round and play it kind of steady this one. That's what I would like to be calling this situation. Get the P250s out and make sure you have AKs going into the next one. You can see Kinguin predicting this as well. They get the rifles out this time, setting themselves up for that defense against the AK-47. So they want this to be a cleaner round as possible. We can see the P250s are out for TSM, but they just want to make sure they play a very passive game here, Kinguin, to make sure they don't lose any of these guns they have picked up this round.
Yeah, and out of all of the operas that they have on this team, it looks like karrigan's the one who's going to be aiming for it. He's the one who's sitting on a Glock. He's got 2850 in the bank, so if they can get another bomb plant out of this situation, TSM are going to be sitting pretty, and there it is. Perfect flash, forcing Maikelele off the corner, but now he's going to be holding the line towards Gandalf, and we'll see if he can get some headshots, but no, Device is there to shut him down, but Dennis is equally in position in Goose. 3 players die swiftly to his P90, only to get wiped out by dupreeh, but the damage is done, and right now, G2, no way that they're going to let TSM get back onto that site to get a bomb plant.
Yes, that's all they wanted to do. They're forcing the issue up to shore and trying to get that shore plant down again. They needed to find a couple of kills. They did get 2, but no bomb going down. It still doesn't change the fact they can get the AKs out this round. So you can see Dennis there, very decent hold of the P90. Perfect gun for that situation, spraying down 3 unarmored terrorists. But here we go. Actually, an AWP coming out for karrigan as well. That's quite interesting going into this 3rd round here. The CTs are definitely not going to be ready for this.
Yeah, he had just enough. Oh, and he unzooms. Ah, and he misses the shot. No joy there, but Device is there to take out Scream, so that works just fine as well. karrigan, good use of information there, making sure that his teammates were aware of what was going on in mid. But it is looking like TSM wants to speed up onto the B side. Very quick push through the smoke as well. Both of them going through together, and it's cajun to get the bomb, to get the headshot as the bomb makes its way onto the site.
Yep, forcing the issue there straight away, finding that opening pick into middle and Scream. As soon as they get that pick, straight into B they go, and now they're leaving the CTs in a position where they can't even justify going for a retake here. They have to save the guns. I think this is the right decision, definitely. Retaking the B bomb site, especially with 3 players, and you know they've got an AWP. That's almost an impossible task, but Xyp9x here, hunting. He's actually going to be looking for any of the CTs remaining, but they're going to be stacked up towards long, trying to hold on to their rifles here.
Yeah, smart play. And I mean, TSM are also fairly low on money right now, so they don't want to go willy-nilly and run into a blender, basically, and give away guns for free. That's going to cost them money in the long term. Yeah,
and obviously, if Kinguin were to take nothing away from this round, they'd be onto an almost certain full eco here. So this is a very wise move from them. It will be a difficult buy. You can see there, Scream actually has a decent cash supply of money. He can buy up. He could get an M4 and armor if he wanted to. I'd prefer him to get the FAMAS and have the utility to play with here. But a very fast round there for TSM to open things up for them. So let's see what they bring to it. They definitely kept the AWP there. And I think that's going to be very influential on this T side. karrigan can be a formidable force on
He can be a high-impact opper.
Yeah.
It's not a stretch to say that. I mean, even when you think that Device, cajunb, like they're usually the go-to op players for this team, karrigan can also be very effective. But it does look like Scream, instead of going for the FAMAS and more utility, he's gone for the M4. And Fox got dropped the FAMAS probably from Rain. I think Rain had the most money out of G2. So when it comes down to it, still a reasonable buy. They actually have some nades to work with here, and they are holding on to them fairly well. I mean, still 3 smokes and a Molotov. Well, 2 smokes now. With a minute 15 left.
a much slower approach here from TSM this time. Not going to be forcing the issue too much. You're just seeing what the CTs are going to present to them. We know Kinguin can be a very aggressive team, sometimes pushing off the short, trying to find early frags, but quite a passive approach from both teams, it has to be said. Looks like the Ts are making their way towards middle, potentially going to go out together. 4-man split here, but maybe going up towards short as well, just trying to bait out that mid split.
Yeah, they are trying to just tighten up that defense there. As we can see, the defense has collapsed on the B side for G2. With Scream falling back, not even contesting B slope anymore. They've really taken a passive hold here, G2. They really want to set up for this cat play. And there you go, Maikelele with the incendiary, trying to buy some time. He's got the flash as well, but there is a man pushing up CT slope. This could get nasty, and dupreeh will find the shot on Maikelele. This makes it more difficult here for Dennis, but he does manage to find the opportunity to get one backstab in. And Rain's still alive on long, nearly locks down a second kill. karrigan down to 23 HP, but behind that flash, karrigan will peek, and he picks up the kill, giving his team the man advantage in this A-side hold. Fox, yeah, no joy this time. No heroics for him. Cajun just shuts him down. And it's going to come down to Scream, hoping to pick up the AK, but no joy there. 3 members survive at the end of the round for TSM.
So a very passive setup there from both teams, it has to be said. TSM going towards middle, faking that mid to B split, smokes going down, and it worked out perfectly for them. Both B players locked into the bomb site there. They weren't able to push into the tunnels in time. By the time they did, execution onto the A site, and TSM do it so perfectly. They drop out into CT spawn and isolate the players onto the ramp with use of flashbangs, and it's such a great spectacle watch there. And you can see now, Kinguin are going to be on a full eco here, have got some P250s, but nothing really to talk about. Device reading that very well, picking up the MP7 here. Means he can be the recon player, work out where the CTs may lie in terms of their stacks, but it's not going to matter here as the fragging does open for TSM now.
Dennis will be able to find one kill. I was up on Cat. He gets dropped down to 37 HP. But TSM still have full control of the situation. They have control of the B site, and they shouldn't lose anybody from here on out. I mean, Rain only picked up the UMP, so it's not exactly like he's got the best gun to work with either. And, well, not for long, as Cajun lurking over in T-spawn will catch him out. So Dennis, the last man alive here for Kinguin. Not really sure if TSM should even be bothering with the hunt on this point. They should just be backing off, holding angles, not even giving him the chance to run away with an AK.
This is the whole thing, right? So they are going to take him down. So this is where it gets interesting. I'd like to see G2 actually turn up to this map and actually start doing a little bit something aggressive, perhaps go for an initial pick, try to take the game to TSM. You can't allow them to execute fully onto bomb sites and actually do those sort of set pieces they have onto A. That's what I want to see them doing. Kinguin is such heavy fraggers here. They need to actually start utilizing that. The AWP does come up from Maikelele, one of the more flashier AWP players, so he'll be going for a little face here. Won't be committing fully though, but the bomb heading towards B this time. karrigan going to be facing long, not going to have any action this time.
Now karrigan, does he realize that somebody's holding in pit? No. He expects it to be a long pick. He tries to go for the flick, but he's not fast enough. Dennis pulls a fast one on him. And that's very nicely done. I mean, I think that basically what it comes down to is they're expecting Dennis to be hanging around Goose, hanging up around that A site. But G2 changing things up. That's the kind of play that they need to go for here if they're going to make it work versus TSM.
They normally just have Rain anchoring that position by himself, so that is a nice adaptation there. Device getting some positional control out middle here, actually going to be able to get that call off. There is a very passive setup from G2 being employed here, so looks like they're going to utilize that this time. 3 players coming out from mid now.
And Scream only with the smoke, there he goes. Blocks off the door, makes it more difficult here for TSM to try and barge their way onto this site. They will try and run into the funnel. The backstab is there, that's Device picking up one. Fox will remove him, however, he's still alive on the site, but not for long. Device will find the key frag, but Cajun gets picked off in the meantime, and it's a 1-on-3 situation. Not looking too hot here for TSM. He might be able to get the bomb plant, he should be able to get the bomb plant. Smoke is not gonna clear in time. Oh, but Rain with the shot through the smoke.
There we go.
That was very well played.
All came down to that first pick. karrigan, like he said, thought he had complete control of that area. Got towards a blue dumpster. Fully convinced he had one player to deal with there. But there, Dennis waiting in the pit, locks it down, and they get the man advantage. That's what they desperately needed to get themselves back into this. So,
how do you think TSM could have figured out that they went for a 2-1-2 given that situation?
I'm not sure. Like, I think obviously they put the smoke down the corner. They lost vision. He didn't have the best one to go face what was going on there. I think it may be assuming a little bit too much as to what Kinguin do on this map, but it shows some adaptation here and showing like G2 perhaps have done their homework. As now we go into round number 7, AWP. It's going to be a dual setup for TSM going into this round. That's interesting. Kind of unorthodox for a T-side dust2, but definitely viable. So let's see what they're going to be doing here. You'd assume trying to work picks wherever they can, taking their time a lot more.
So you're saying that your team is unorthodox, given that that was kind of their go-to play as well, right? The double op, try and get a pick on that T-side, open things up.
You're right.
But, well, I mean, we'll see how it plays out here for TSM. As we were emphasizing earlier, very competent oppers. I mean, they practically have 4 of them on this team because dupreeh can also be very solid with the AWP. there are options.
Well, it seems like TSM now are aware that this mid area is going to be a huge area of contention for them. They can get out without being oppressed too much, and it's going to be that B split coming in once again. Oh
no, a bit of a bungled flash there, buying a little bit of time. And it is going to be that B split because the bomb is waiting in Upper Dark right now. Smoke is about to clear it. There it is. What the? dupreeh and Device, instant shots there. 2 very quick kills, but there's still a man alive. Well, before I can even finish that sentence, Scream is dead. Xyp9x managing to take point, coming out of the halls. He picks up the first kill. And now Dennis actually has to worry about the backstab coming through. There you go, Device trying to draw attention to himself back towards that A site while the bomb gets planted at B. And this gets very tricky indeed, although as I say that, Device gets caught out in the open, so not the ideal situation at all here for G2.
No kids here, so they need to decide right now whether they're going for this one.
And well, I think that's going to make up their minds pretty swiftly there.
Well, there we go then. So Dennis will be saving the AWP. Right now, it seems like mid is a heavy problem for Kinguin. They're allowing TSM to walk out pretty much uncontested every single time. And if you allow a team like this to execute those B splits properly, they're going to grind you down eventually. So the adaptation for this for me would get the double AWP set up on the CT side as well. Lock down the B bomb site alone with the AWP, looking into the tunnels and one on towards the A bomb site. And having that rifle fragging unit that can rotate and help out, push through the smoke together and actually get more positional control on short, for example. That's what they need to start doing. So far, TSM have too much freedom in what they want to do.
You got to wonder who would actually have that AWP. Do you give it to Fox over on the B side? Because it seems like it's Scream and Fox playing
Fox
that duo
Fox
there.
Would be there. We've seen them do that before, actually, on this... actually, in PGL, we saw Fox and Maikelele on dust2 CT doing that. So that would be a great protocol here, but they're not going to opt to go into this round too heavily. They're going to keep the AWP, obviously, and Dennis is going to be wielding that, actually. Goes to lower B, takes down dupreeh, and that's a great start for them now. He needs to rotate and choose another position on the map to surprise the T's, who will be looking to get a pick back here. Very
clever stuff there by G2, because they saw 3 guys go across mid doors there, TSM. Probably expecting some kind of play over at long, and instead it's a peekaboo moment over on Cat. Mikail looking for the shot. He just hunts Device, but he's not going to get the kill in the end. And they actually look to follow up on this. Very quick push coming through, but it's not going to happen. Cajun, what's going on?
Why did he commit to that by himself? There was absolutely no need for that whatsoever. Drops his frag there, but now we hit the advantage towards Kinguin, and they pick up an AK-47 as well, 4 on 3.
Xyp9x taking point up towards that A site, but there are currently 3 players and an instant headshot from Rain. Device was already low, easy kill. Molotov is going to force Rain out into the open, and there we go. 2 good kills, but Dennis holding the cross. Misses the key shot though, and Xyp9x still alive, and we were watching him clutch in the first match. This guy is on point today, and as I say it, there you go. Scream shows his hand a bit too early, and with 35 seconds left, there's enough time here for Xyp9x to make the run. And he is not going to do it. Just magnificent work there by Dennis. He finds the gap in the smoke.
Yeah, fantastic round from him. They're so viable on the CT side. If you have one AWP, they can go for that aggressive pick at the start of the round, boost it up onto short, face lower B, found the kill, rotated straight away, went towards middle, heavy area of contention there for TSM. Has been proven in the last few rounds, gets back there, finds another frag, and wins a huge one-on-one as well. So fantastic stuff from Dennis there, and a massive round for them to win, as it actually forces TSM onto a horrible force fight here. 3 Tech 9s and 2 rifles coming in for the full B rush.
Oh, I love it, but this HE could definitely ring some bells. It's only going to do a little bit of damage to Device, however. Good follow flash hunt, and there it is. Fox manages to pick up the first man. Scream is there as well. Spray, long one there from Fox, but he gets the job done. And in the meantime, they've got the rotation coming through. Maikelele will miss the point-blank shot, however. But this is still an unwinnable situation now for Xyp9x to find himself in. A 1v3, and he's going to get backstabbed as well. As soon as that smoke clears in upper tunnels. Comes down to when Dennis decides to push. Well, that was definitely kind of, you know, the Hail Mary play.
I wouldn't even give it that much credit, to be honest, but...
Wow, okay then, Zip spots the man, and he gets the headshot! 55 seconds, and somehow Xyp9x has once again turned it into a 1v1. Thinking back to Overpass when he pulled off the 1v3 earlier. He could do it again. I mean, Dennis is right outside. But Xyp9x has no way of knowing that. He's looking towards the doors. Does he check the window? Yes, he does! And he gets it! Xyp9x with the clutch 1v3 play. That's the kind of talent that's on a top-tier team.
He steps up. People talk about him being a support player, but the last 2 months or so, his clutch play has been absolutely fantastic. Normally, the last alive in these sort of situations, and we saw it last game as well, picking up clutches all over the place, and that's a massive one to win. We were talking about that being the Hail Mary play, and I was saying we're not even worth giving it that much credit. It seemed like almost stupidity there, picking up 3 Tech 9s and a couple of rifles, rushing B. Xyp9x, though, doing work when it mattered most, and actually forces the economy back in their favor. Kinguin now onto a full eco, and that's a huge round in the context of the economy and this game.
Yeah, this is really going to set the tone now. This could be where TSM take off because, again, you know, as you mentioned, right, double op kind of play that could be in the books for Kinguin. That's really not going to be possible if they're constantly having to force up. when it comes to a buy round because they're always on an eco. Right now, TSM just doing a very solid job of controlling G2.
Once again, coming in for that B window here. CT's going to be waiting for them. dupreeh with the Mac 10 does take down Scream. It's a 3-on-3 still. There's going to be a CT waiting in the bomb side. It's going to be Fox falls back just to find a rifle. And now, next frag to be very important there as Fox does get the AWP.
And he misses it just barely. Had he hit that shot on dupreeh through the doors, that would have been flat out incredible. Device currently getting in position for a backstab. Not sure if they heard him, however. They just might. Yeah, Maikelele waiting for the drop down. This is buying valuable time, and there it is. Device chooses the right time to peek out. He's looking for that shot on Maikelele. And Fox holding. They know that they have one man boxed in at least. This is it, Cajun to pick off Fox. Maikelele steps in, however. Instant headshot onto Cajun, gets the tag on dupreeh, and now all they have to worry about is Device. They know he's out on the B slope. He can't actually stop this, but with 10 seconds and no kit, there's just not enough time. And Device, he's done his job. Even if he were to die here, it's still a round in the books for TSM. A very expensive one.
A very expensive round.
They get it.
They get the round on the board, and that's all that really counts in that situation. Obviously, Kinguin did very well to get so many kills and make it down to that 2-on-1 situation, but if you're not winning the round, it's almost in vain on the T side. Will be absolutely fine going into this next round in terms of their economy. This is where it gets interesting, though. We've seen Kinguin fully eco that round. What were they presenting to this time? The money is still devastating for them. No kits, no utility, no incendiaries. This is the round they need to be pushing and finding that early frag.
No ops. When you have oppers like Maikelele, Fox, I mean, you want to be, Dennis, give them a rifle, but what is going on? There's a flash, there's the spray, and Xyp9x will find one. They're trading effectively, though, and this is always going to favor TSM, but there has been some significant damage dealt. Xyp9x down to 36, but he's got a rifle to play with now, Cajun as well. And in this 3-on-3 where there's literally, they have a smoke grenade, G2 right now. TSM, all they need to do is slow down the pace.
That's all they have to do as well. So the fact that the CTs have no kits here, they really can't allow the bomb to go down. They need to work out where the Ts lie. Have they fallen back from long? So far they haven't. So they need to actually gain some information here. Push through middle, perhaps. That would probably be a little... Yeah, here we go. So Fox will be pushing through. He needs to gather information. Even if he dies, we need to work out where these terrorists are heading.
He's looking to actually box them in here, but they might be thinking it's a B play. Scream is rotating back to the site. Fox is heading up the slope as well. There's only Maikelele here, but that smoke going down, he does have a gap to work with. But a second smoke, look at how thorough TSM are. They want to make sure, absolutely sure that they're going to be able to get onto this site.
Do you even justify trying to go for this round? I'm not sure you can. Once the bomb goes down and you have no utility whatsoever, you're just relying purely on entry headshots here.
It's all about aim, but that's what this team excels at. And there you go. Fox finds the first one, leading the way. Device, however, catching him stacked up, holding the line for now. Xyp9x is also there to support. The bomb is planted for him. This all comes down to Device now, buying valuable seconds or just getting 3 headshots. That works too.
That does definitely work, and he does an amazing job there to hold them off. And like I said, that was a difficult round for Kinguin to even think about re-entering there, because you've got 2 or 3 terrorists remaining, have to get a clean sweep on the bomb site and do it very fast as well with no kits remaining. So a big decision for them, and I'm sure that's going to push them onto another eco. Yeah, horrible situation for them. And this is actually getting a little bit scary for them. dupreeh reading the situation very well. He's going to pick up that Mac 10, enables him to be the recon player, and looks like the straight-on B-rush coming in once again.
That's exactly what's happening. Leading the way with a nade. Nice flash as well. Fox, not a thing he can do. Dennis has managed to pick up Xyp9x, though, and it's a quick rotation right now. TSM, they are committed. Great pop, and there it is. Once again, 1-for-1 trades, but karrigan with 2 brings TSM out ahead, and now they've got that bomb plant. They have cajunb, who's holding the back line as well, rotating in to get that numerical advantage into play. And, well, what? It's
disappeared.
It's literally disappeared. Where did the Molotov go? You can still hear the sound as well.
Burning away.
All right, well, Magic Molotov is not going to do anything, and karrigan gets yet another kill. The Eco Cobra uncoiling here, yeah, and he manages to pick up a 4th one. So 8 rounds on the board now for TSM to G2's 4.
Well, here we go then. They do take the lead of the half. That's 8 rounds on the board for TSM here. And now this is where the buy gets into. Are we looking at the Magic Molotov?
Oop.
Where did
Oop.
it go? Okay.
Oop.
Wow.
And then...
So it went off the map, I think. It actually just bugged out.
Literally went off the map. It looks like it bounces up.
A lot of instant replays of that. I'd love to see what the buy was going on now. Okay, so AWP coming out from Maikelele and gets the first pick on the Device as well. It's a huge pick and allows them to actually take a step back and take some pressure off this round.
This is big, and now the flashes. Now it comes down to the pressure on TSM. Can they find the shots? And, well, karrigan tries to bring it back, but he gets slapped around, down to 16 HP from lower dark. Nearly gets the... That was so close. dupreeh nearly got the pre-fire straight onto Maikelele. But still, man advantage for G2. And all they have to do now is just wait.
It's interesting that G2 completely changed their setup now. They saw mid was a massive area they were lacking in, and now they're actually playing mid players towards it and left long completely open.
But look at how quickly they're using their nades. Like, there's a lot of pressure on G2 as well right now because it's not characteristic. I mean, to be using this many nades so early on, they realize now, wait a second, we've got a single smoke now, 2 flashes and an incendiary, and there's still 50 seconds left in this round. Right now, they're getting to the point where, okay, dropping that last smoke makes sense. But as far as holding them back, this is going to be tough. It comes down to the shots now for G2.
There we go. Long control has been gathered. karrigan's to be set up on that platform, just trying to scope out any CTs and maybe trying to gather info here. And here he comes.
Way too scary, but Dennis gets the job done regardless. dupreeh, though, returns, taking out Scream. That was in mid. Molotov into Element as well. Cajun, he's going to be able to take out Rain. That was on the A side itself. Comes down to Dennis now. Can he hold the line? But a smoke goes down, and he's actually going to try and charge through. He's thinking about it, and he gets caught. dupreeh finds the angle, and now dupreeh holding on Cat. This is the linchpin. He's got the most HP for his team. He needs to hit the headshots. They line up for him, and he's buying time. First one goes down, and now it's Maikelele who lives. But it's still a 1v2.
I'm not even going to go for this one. It seems like, look how low the HP is of the T side. But when you've got the AWP in hand and the money's so desperately bad as it's been, they need to make sure they save this. We saw them last time. Dennis picked up the AWP while the rest of his team are on eco, and it's just such a viable setup. If you can get that first pick from the AWP, it's look at the money now. It's absolutely heartbreaking for them. So that's a great save, I think. It would have been an almost impossible round for him to win if the T's had played it correctly. So 9th round goes on the wall for TSM. Kinguin presumably going to be either forced by or ecoing for the last round with that AWP. Let's see how they choose to approach this situation, as TSM are starting to slowly run away with this one.
Yeah, that's particularly annoying as well, considering Maikelele's strong start in that round.
Yeah.
Picking off device immediately, setting it up as well for his teammates. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't go your way, so Maikelele has to keep that frustration in check.
So they have force bought into this one. So Famus is being purchased along with the AWP. It means the pressure is on Maikelele to find a pick here. Once again, not much utility to play with.
And device this time will be taking out Rain, who's been kind of silent this entire map. Right. We haven't really seen too much of him, and he is a key player for G2. Headshot onto Dennis, though. He gets dropped down to 63. Bit of the concrete there, catching that bullet for him. But the damage is done. TSM with the man advantage now. They can choose to go wherever they want. They have the info as well that at least one man is holding it long. So they decide to speed up for the B side, or are they trying to fake them out at this point? Well, it's looking like it is going to get clever.
It's going to be Maikelele there. He's anchoring the A-bomb site with the AWP, and he's got 4 TSM players coming towards him. He's not in the most favorable position, it has to be said, and now he's going to have to move. That Molotov coming in.
Oh, and this flash as well. Worst case scenario. Sometimes it just does not go your way. And well, speaking of which, Dennis jumping through the smoke, didn't even have his rifle. Thanks to the new animations, we could see, he was actually trying to draw it. Well, pretty snazzy, some of those new animations. I'm not a big fan of the terrorist walk. I still think that, like, they had a really bad burrito for lunch and they're just scrambling to get to the to the closest
finish this one off.
I mean, well, yeah, the terrorist walk needs some work, but the weapon switching is cool.
Well, there we go then. That's another round. Kinguin have to take on the chin. They do manage to save an AK. And talking about quiet players, Scream, someone we talked about this patch being his resurrection perhaps in terms of the 80 AK headshots and stuff. Sat on the bottom of the scoreboard there with 5 frags. Hasn't really able to kick off as of yet. We know he can be very strong on the T side, however, so maybe yet to come. But so far, TSM, after the first few rounds, seem to have found their footing on this map and are running the dual AWP setup once again, and they seem to be finding the picks all over the place. So going to the last round now is that first pick from Device, opening up the round once again.
And the follow-up one as well onto Dennis. No luck there for Dennis at all. Great timing, great read. And, well, spending that money, why not? 3 ops?
Yeah.
Sure. Boop. Yeah. Good night, Maikelele. And, well, a bit of an Apex moment there. Sure, it was 3, not 4, but, that really sucks when you peek into mid. It's like, oh, I'm dead. But Fox is, striving to bring it back. He's picked up Maikelele's AWP. He's put it to good use, but Device annihilates Rain. Nearly takes out the second man as well. It's Dennis hanging on by a thread, down to 50 HP. But at least now we're into a 3-on-3. It gets a bit interesting. Once
again, though, no utility on one kit to play with from G2. They have got the AWP on Fox, so we know he can be very handy with this weapon. And it looks like it's actually going to be coming towards his way as well. Flashes come through middle. He gets fallen back towards the B-bomb site. But that long control Zipex has gathered here now is going to be absolutely influential. He can actually call to his team that he's got that information. Let's go up together, execute, and it should be a pretty easy round from that point.
This is very scary, but that bomb right now, it's at Dennis's feet. This comes down to the timing. And there it is. Oh, man. Double kill as well. Scream just gone. All 3 kills happening within the blink of an eye.
There we go then. The scary thing about this is when TSM got onto the CT side, that's where I think they're actually their best on this map. They really have a great setup here. They adapt to every single team they play against is throwing a different setup. They know how to dissect their enemies, and this is where I feel like Kinguin maybe a little bit too far gone after that first half. They needed to get more than 4 rounds there. But it's never over. We know the pistol rounds will be very important, and Kinguin as well, has to be said, some of the best AK players in the world on their team. So if they get this pistol, there's life in them yet, as they pick up 4 sets of armor, 1 utility player on screen, and they will be making their way towards long, it seems like so far, but not actually very quietly as the CTs push up middle as well.
This is it, all pressure on G2. We saw what they were able to do on Inferno earlier with their T side. We need a repeat performance here. At TSM, definitely a higher caliber team. They have taken quite a bit of damage though to start. cajunb down to 6 HP, but karrigan starting off strong, taking out Rain, and so much damage taken by Scream. He's down to 1 HP carrying that bomb. Maikelele looking for a bit of the flourish here with the burst fire Glock, and he's gonna get dodged. Device karrigan going to work, but Fox trying to do the best that he can. He manages to find 2 headshots, but it's not gonna be good enough. 2 players survive at the end of the round for TSM. You can see that's a bit of a relieved smile, I think, for karrigan there. Like, okay, got a little scary for a second, but we got the job done.
Yeah, the thing is as well, when you take long like that as a T-side and pistol, you almost hope the CTs are there, so you have that contention and close range battles going in. When you get that far up the site and you've only got 1 utility player and the rest are armor, all you can do is run across long and hope for the best in that sort of place, and it's a really difficult prospect. The CTs have the crossfire and you fund the bomb site and short as well. That's exactly what happened, but now we see Kinguin force buying into this. Tech 9s and Desert Eagles coming in, but that damage taken from Dennis and Screamer, has to be said, is going to be very difficult to deal with now.
Oh my god, and they're just getting picked apart everywhere. Rain gets tagged down to 28 by the scout. Scream down to 32. Definitely not looking healthy here for G2, who have gone for a force buy in this situation. Trying to stack up on mid, trying to hope to get lucky here with a headshot, but it is looking like it's a cat play for now at least. Device will find the frag on Fox.
Look at the HP across the team though. Not much really going on there. 4 players are going to commit towards short. They have got a flash going off, and this is it. And you're trying to get a bomb down at least in this situation.
Yeah, and the one guy who's actually got HP doesn't have Kevlar. So, good night, sweet prince, Maikelele. And this is it. 3 kills total for cajunb with that scout. What a monster.
Yeah, well, he's one of the best scout players, along with MBK in the world, it has to be said. But this round, you almost assume that Kinguin will be full eco here. They can't really justify much more than a couple of P250s. And when you're so far gone in this game, you kind of think it's quite a scary prospect, and you have to think, is this one over? But here we go. Like I said, the full Glock buy coming in. 1-2 P250 on Fox. Damage coming in. Yeah, look how aggressive the CTs are being, though.
Yeah, this is straight up bullying. Like Navi, VP, these are teams that just love going for these kinds of plays. NIP back in their prime.
Well, this is the thing. NIP did this a lot as well, and it's so good for knocking teams onto tilt and knocking their aggression. And you think we've got some time to actually talk about the next round, and all of a sudden you're getting rushed down middle. You think, okay, God, right, we're back into the next round now. This is it. We need to actually step up. They're looking down the barrel of losing this one, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a pause here. I'm not sure why we haven't seen one this game yet, to be honest, but Kinguin definitely could do with it. But here we go. AWP picked up. cajunb going to be facing as well. Like we said, he's so strong on this map.
When he gets tagged. He got tagged through the wall there. Cajun not able to follow it up. Instead, it's Maikelele finding karrigan, who was pushed up aggressive once again. So karrigan really trying to go for the power plays here. I mean, they do have a lot of rounds to work with TSM, but just going full YOLO, and that's not always going to work. Nicely done by Rain. Hits the timing perfectly to remove cajunb from the equation, and now it's 2 P90s and a FAMAS. Double Zeus as well here for TSM.
Why not? $100 a pop. Might as well have a go with them.
I mean, I can understand if you're playing in Longhouse, but Xyp9x doesn't actually have one, so...
Well, this round was interesting anyway, because obviously TSM, like you said, have such a massive bed of round to play with. They can justify keeping these FAMASes and P90s, but this round didn't work out for them. Picks coming in from Rain and Maikelele just really do some this round, summarize this round, and it seems like TSM actually will be getting a pick here. Will they actually go for any more frags? That would be great for them. They can knock down the economy at least of Kinguin.
I mean, they're looking for 2 more, basically, if they can actually manage to luck out and pick up a couple more kills. Yeah. But that's not going to happen. Device, he gets slapped, and now it's going to come down to Xyp9x, who's been doing an excellent job so far. Missed off shot. Does he actually trying to set this up? They're going to be forced into it. If he had it, he has a Molotov. It's about to get toasty in the pit. He takes one, and a follow-up, perhaps. Oh, Michael. Okay, we went back. I was about to like flip the table, right? Okay, key moment. We don't need to see the players. We need to see the game.
Well, there we go. It's going to be, like I said, TSM forcing the issue there. They actually had P90s and Pharmacists. They wanted to see whether they could close the round up with those quasi-buy almost. But cajunb once again with the AWP. One player is going to be on Pharmacist, to be Zipex. No damage being utilised. The nades cover the crossing up there on the double doors. Obviously a big round here, and this is where Dennis and Maikelele picking the AWP. So dual orb set up for them on their T side as well. TSM going to be rocking just cajunb here.
Very slow approach by G2 as well. Bread and butter stuff, nothing really complicated.
Most of the time they'll just make their way up short, try and utilize the AK of Scream especially to get them in the entrance, but when they have the 2 AWPs, you really do have to slow right down. They need to find a pick here. It's very difficult to execute on the side when you have those orbs wielded for so long, but here we go, trying to make their way up to short. Now it's going to be Rain leading the charge this time. Bomb is just waiting outside long.
I mean, he's very confident finding those headshots. And they do have the rotation. I mean, cajun does have that AWP. He's going to be in position at cars to be able to hold off any kind of cap push, or at least lend a hand, and that's it, exactly. Rotates back in as soon as those nades start going off. But so far, G2 have actually been pretty good about landing the nades to force, landing the flashes, rather.
This looks good. A wall of smokes coming in from Kinguin. They know they have to lock down cajunb. Can't allow him to have these shots into the bomb site. Is it going to be enough to contain him, though?
They need to make it across cat. They need a good flash as well. Now, let's see. Molotovs are raining out. cajun decides to back off. He's actually going to focus on long instead. And this is one of the key tenets of this map. dupreeh doing some good work, taking out René Device. Where did he come from? Double kill for him, and he's still here. Oh no, this is completely falling apart for G2. 14th round, and they are just locked into position. cajun taking out Scream once he manages to get a hold of things, and now it's going to be Fox. First headshot there, but a jumping... No, okay.
Everyone calm down.
A jumping off shot. I was about to say, like, cajun... What?
No.
All right, but he was at long. He had both feet on the ground.
Well, this is the thing. It seemed like Kinguin just got complete tunnel vision here. They were so focused on making sure this A strategy worked for them. They weren't considering any sort of flanks there. dupreeh comes in the back, picked down 2 of them, and like you said, it all fell apart from that point there. Tunnel vision, I think, is the perfect word to describe that. It was a great execution onto the site and would have locked down cajunb, but that's all they were thinking about. As we go into match point now, 15-5. Bad buy for Kinguin as well. Deagles, Scouts, and AKs, and karrigan getting himself an advantageous position there.
This is an insane situation, actually.
He's
going for the hard bait right now. Does Dennis realize karrigan could get a kill for free? Dennis could go reloading, and there it is. Perfect timing. karrigan, freebie. And now he's in the back lines. Now they constantly have to worry about getting stabbed in the back, G2. They're going to waste so much time working their way back to deal with karrigan. And that bomb is dropped at mid-doors. If karrigan gets this kill, it's all over. And this is it. dupreeh's going to go ahead, lend a hand, drops the bomb, and now it's a 2-on-2 situation, but Scream brings it back with a headshot. And it's down to Device in a 1v2, and they know where he is playing from as well. And Scream, there it is, in true style.
We see a headshot. There it is. So there we go. That is came down to great individual play from Scream there. 3 kills from him, locking down TSM and keeping them alive at least for another round. They went into that with Scouts, Deagles, and a couple of AKs. And that first kill from karrigan as well, so well played from him. Very smart, going for a Molotov. Dennis didn't expect that whatsoever. Gets around, and when he got that initial frag, I thought that was the round tied up, but huge individual plays, keep them alive once more, and that's actually going to force TSM down to an eco. And I actually like this, not forcing into it. They've got such a huge bed around. Don't actually ruin this with a force buy.
Yeah, they're just going to establish the economy here. cajun. Oh, cajun, he finds one for free. He wasn't even looking for that guy. He can still take out Maikelele. Got an AK to play with now as well, and he's not going to get it. Maikelele somehow hits that headshot. Okay, then. But it's going to be a very quick push-up. Once again, Device looking for that flank. He's got that CZ, but Scream finds a headshot, and he's looking for another one as well at the firing range. Looks like he's lining up. And Dennis will be able to find that kill and close the round.
There we go. That's the eco round out of the way for TSM, and this is where it gets interesting, I guess. We'll see whether cajunb will be picking up the AWP again. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something a little bit more aggressive here. Maybe boosting him up on short just to get that initial kill. We know Kinguin may not be expecting that one. It's actually going to be a double eco here, so making sure they have that full buy coming into the next round. They're going to have the incendiaries, the smokes, the AWP coming in. So, like we said, with so many rounds to play as well, you don't need to force the issue here. That's how teams throw games, essentially, is when you ruin your CT economy and allow teams to get in round by round just by grinding you down like that. So, a very slow approach coming in from Kinguin. You can see they've probably established another eco is going to be here. But cajunb push up that Desert Eagle. Some frags could be exchanged here.
That was a very close call there for Zipnix. Perfect timing, and yeah, cajun, he is here with the Deag, and he's not going to find the shot. They nearly line up for him, in fact. The Scream survives, and Device, despite getting the headshot on Fox, will fall as well. So a perfect anti-eco round coming in from G2. More like those is what they need.
Well, 7 more rounds to go.
Just to build the confidence. At that point, it's like, okay, you can survive without getting caught out. That's already big. But now, yeah, now we get the AWP back onto cajun. AWP on Maikelele. Who's going to win this duel? Because again, Maikelele just setting up immediately into suicide. That angle is vicious. Like, if he hits a shot there, it's not a body shot, it's a headshot. You're gone.
The new hitbox as well. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting gap shots coming into this game. And, it's going to be interesting with some of the top AWPers now. But here we go, then we enter round number 24. 7 to go for Kinguin. Can they hold on to this? cajunb takes down Scream. That's not going to help their campaign here. Rain trying to answer back. Goes through middle and trying to find one more frag here.
Oh man, and Device is holding close as well. This could get nasty. And he's backing off, so very wise play here by TSM. Not wanting to take the risk. This could wind up into a B split, considering Fox is still waiting up here to see if anybody's going to get aggressive. But dupreeh willing to sit back, hold from Plateau, and Device has even got the smoke to set it up and buy a little bit more time here as we round the minute mark in this round, what could be the final round of this map, given that TSM still have this man advantage. But TSM, they fall back to a very standard hold as well.
This is all you need to do. Once you get that first pick, you need to force the T's into an uncomfortable situation. You have the man advantage, make them come to the bomb site and run into your crossfires. You've got the advantage of this situation. Bomb is not going to be committed to any sort of area right now. Rain goes out towards middle, doesn't really find any information though. And here we go. Dennis does spot a player in the pit. It's going to fall back. That's going to be enough to keep that CT player there for a long time at least. And it seems like they will be going back to B here. This could be a difficult hole for them. 2 players still waiting there.
And Device gives it, dupreeh rather, he's going to fall back to the site. There's the pop flash though. Fox gets one, but Device peeks behind it, picks up both frags. And now it's going to be down to Rain and Dennis, both of them following in. But Device, all he has to do is buy time. 10 seconds left. He finally spots the bomb. But his teammate is in position here. Zipmix could do some damage. They have the smoke, but he could already be up here in the window. Rain pre-aiming the spot, but...
Oh, maybe just.
Yeah, that's it. The flank. That's actually so good by Zipmix. I'm thinking 100% he peeks the window, but then karrigan's coming into Upper Dark.
Yeah, just pincered it perfectly, ended it in style there, and TSM, has to be said, that's a really impressive result for them. We thought that one was going to be a lot more competitive.